Hi everyone, this is Cryptic Indian and welcome to today's video, and this is going to be another mining video, and I'm going to show you how to mine Ethereum Classic with consumer grade GPUs. So I will be using GTX 1650 to mine Ethereum Classic, and if you have a GPU card similar to or slightly lower, slightly higher than this one, then this is the video for you, because if you follow these steps you can smoothly mine ETC. So let's go ahead and check out how to mine Ethereum Classic with a consumer grade setup. So this is going to be a mining tutorial video, and it will be about how to mine ETC with low spec computers or with low spec GPUs and not with some uber costly mining rigs. But before we start, let's dig a bit deeper into what ETC is all about. Just to give a very quick information tour, Ethereum Classic is a very well-known open source blockchain which is the unaltered version of Ethereum mainnet. So after a hacking attempt back in 2015, they released a newer version which we know today as Ethereum, and the currency being Ether. But the unchanged version then became Ethereum Classic, and ETC is the token operating on Ethereum Classic. So I'm currently on my coin market cap screen, and if I scroll down I can see that Ethereum Classic is currently ranked at the 21st position. So it is a top 25 coin at this moment. And if I open Ethereum Classic screen, alright, so only 6 to 7 months back, and even last year December, it was priced at $5, like 350 rupees and or 400 rupees, and then it did a huge run owing to what Bitcoin reached at during May. It was at its all-time high of 134.1 or $135, and at this moment it is priced at around 5,000 rupees if I speak in terms of Indian currency or INR. And yeah, it did relatively good. And if I scroll down, I can see that it has a max supply of 210 million and a circulating supply of 129 million. So these are the universal things that we require for mining almost any type of crypto. And in this case, for mining Ethereum Classic, we will be needing a GPU, preferably any Nvidia 8GB GTX or RTX series. The higher the better. Now secondly, we will be needing the mining software, of course, and I am going to use or show you Nanominer. Now Nanominer is a GPU based, it's a fast Ethereum ETHChash miner with very low fees, and Nanominer supports a lot of algos. It supports ETHChash, Kappa, Octopus, RandomX, and many more depending on which coin you want to mine with Nanominer. And for ETC, we will be using ETCHash algorithm. Now apart from Nanominer, I use one more mining software for ETC, which is Claymore. But the problem with Claymore is that it has been discontinued, which means like the development team does not work on it anymore. There are no further developments on that miner, so you won't be getting any further releases. But it is easier to use if you ask me. And in case if you want to use Claymore instead of Nanominer, because the setup would be almost similar, in that case I can share you the zip file for Claymore over email or any electronic medium. And yeah, just let me know which one you want to use, but the video shows you how to mine using Nanominer. Now the third thing that we will be needing is a wallet, and this wallet would hold or receive the ETCs that you will be receiving as your mining rewards, and you can use any decent wallet of your choice. There is no restrictions on that. And the fourth or the last one that we will be requiring is the pool. Now we are going to mine with this pool, and one thing to keep in mind that for Nanominer you need not specify any pool, and by default it takes Nanopool. But in case if you want to use a different pool, which I'm going to do, and I will be using F2 pool for that. The only thing that you have to do is you have to change the pool in the config file, and based on whichever pool or pools you provide, it will mine with that particular pool. And the advantage with Nanominer is that you can mention multiple pools, unlike many other mining softwares. Nanopool Nanominer is a very well-known mining software in the mining space, and it works very smoothly with Nvidia. You can download Nanominer from its official GitHub URL, the link to which I will provide in the description below. And as you can see, I'm currently on the GitHub page, and we have Nanominer version 3.3.8. It is the latest version. It got released just 17 days back, and we will select this third option, Nanominer Windows CUDA 11.zip, and we will be downloading it. So to download it, just click on it and it will start downloading. Once you have downloaded the zip file, copy it in a particular folder and extract it there. You would see something like this: the config file, the Nanominer executable file, and all the other setting files. Next comes the wallet. Now there are dozens and dozens of wallets that support Ethereum Classic. So here is a list of wallets that you can use to hold your ETC, but I would suggest not to use a mobile wallet for mining rewards. Better to use a website-based exchange wallet or a desktop wallet like Exodus. And I will be using a wallet from Bittrex exchange, and what we need is the wallet address for your ETC, the ETC wallet address, so that you can receive your Ethereum Classic mining rewards. The third item that I need is the mining pool. So a mining pool is a platform where a group of people are rendering their GPUs or CPUs for mining a particular token on a particular server. So you will get rewards for every share found, which is any share that you find on your system with your hardware, as well as when anyone from the entire pool solves the block, but proportionately, that is based on your hash rate. Now for ETC mining, I'm going to use a very popular mining pool called f2pools.com. So I'm currently on f2pool screen, as you can see, and I'll scroll down a bit and let me look for, let me search this up, ETC, and we have ETC over here, and here you can see that the algo it is using is ETCHash, and I'll click on it and it will show me some details. So this is the entire pool hash rate, which is a little more than 20 terahashes per second on an average. And you can ignore this for now, because what we are concerned is our own hash rate, that is your hardware hash rate. There is also one profitability or revenue calculator. Now this might not be totally accurate, but you can get an idea of how much you are going to make from this particular mining. So any consumer grade GPU usually gives an average hash rate of 20, so it might vary in between 15 and 25. So if I put 20 over here, you can see that the revenue from an average hash rate of 20 mH per second is around a little more than $1. So if you mine for an entire, and this is considering that you have kept your system on mining throughout the day, that is 24 hours a day. So if you mine the entire month, you can expect something around $30 to $40, but again, this is not totally accurate. It depends on a lot of factors. But let's put this aside for now, and the only thing that we should be worried about is this mining address, and this is particular the server on which you will be mining. This is the server of f2pool for ETC that you would be using to mine. So keep this handy, because this will be required to set up the config file which you are going to use to mine. So while we are talking about pools, there's an important thing to keep in mind. It's that when you are mining through Nanominer, if you don't explicitly mention a pool, as I have said earlier as well in the beginning of this video, so if you're not using any pool, or you haven't put any pool explicitly, by default it is going to take nanopool. So for any coin you are mining through Nanominer, it refers to the nanopool server. So in case if you are not putting f2pool server address, what it will do is it will use this particular pool. So here I am on nanopool.org, and as you can see, this is Ethereum Classic. Let me click on this. All right. So we have a number of servers over here. We have for Europe, USA, and other. So these are the ones one can use for Asia, but there is no hard and fast rule like you have to use from Asia itself. So you can use any of these, and this would be picked up automatically, and they might revolve around any of the servers based on availability. And but yeah, if you want to use a different pool, it better to mention it explicitly, and as I have told, I'm going to use F2 pool for ETC mining. Now comes the fun part. So this is the most important step, which is setting up the config file or the executable file. And for this, let us go back to the folder where we have extracted our Nanominer in the first step. So in this folder, we can see a bunch of config files and one Nanominer app. We will run our script through this miner application, and it would pick up the coin or the algo that we have updated or configured our config file with. Alright, so let's set up our etc config file. For that, select the config file, right click, click on edit, and it would open on a notepad which would look something like this. So a lot of things are written over here. Don't get confused. Ignore everything for now, and the first thing that you are going to do is you are going to remove this particular line, that is the wallet address, because this is not your wallet address. It comes by default with some other wallet address, and if you don't remove this, if you keep it here and if you start mining, your shares might go to this particular address, or it might fail to mine at all. So the first things first, let me remove this particular line, and the rest of the lines can stay. That is not an issue, because as it says that if a line starts with semicolon, it means that it is a commented line. So what we are going to do is now we are going to start setting up the miner configuration, and for that I will open another setting file which is in the same folder, and it's called config_etc. Now if you double click on it or right click and edit, it will again open on a notepad. This is what it will look like, and what this does is, this is not where we are going to update or change our config settings for mining etc. This is just a template for our reference, and we are going to update based on this particular template, but we have to update it on our config file. So don't be confused. We have one config file and we have a number of other settings files, and those settings files are only for reference, and they provide the reference templates for whichever coin you want to check it out for. And in this particular case, as we are mining etc, I have opened config_etc, and I'm going to refer this particular template and use it to configure my actual config file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the entire content from this particular notepad, and I'll go to my previous config file and I will paste it over there. So let me do a simple Control A and Control C, and I am back to my main config file, and I will paste my copied content over here. Now that I have pasted, the first thing I will do is I'll remove this particular line. I don't require it. And then let me quickly go through what these are. So the first parameter is wallet. It would contain your particular wallet address. We'll be changing this. The next, it mentions the coin, which is etc, and the third thing it mentions is the rig name, that is the name that you want to give to your mining hardware. So we can give anything or we can put anything over here. So we will change most of these. So let's start one by one. So I am on my Ethereum Classic wallet at this moment, and I am using one exchange wallet called Bittrex, and you may use absolutely any exchange wallet or any wallet as per your convenience. That's not an issue, but whichever wallet you are using, just search for etc and then click on deposit, and once you click on deposit, it would display you with the etc wallet address, and we are going to copy this Then go back to your config file and here select this existing wallet address, remove this and paste with your wallet address that you copied just now. Now next it says coin equals to etc, which is absolutely correct, and we are not going to change this. But here the rig name is something speed test, and I'm going to change this to Batman. And you can use any name, you can use your name, you can use any other name or string, whatever you want. And one more thing, if you remember, as earlier said, that if you are not mentioning any pool, what Nanominer would do is it is going to use Nanopool by default, and I'm not going to use Nanopool for my mining. So I will mention the pool name. etc.f2pool.com 8118. So I'll provide this in the description, but you can see it, I guess, and you have to enter this manually if you want to use F2 pool. Alright, so congratulations, our config setting is done, and you can keep this part or you can entirely remove it as per your choice. So what I'll do is I'll quickly save this file and close it, and then we are going to run the mining application. Now to start mining, you can simply double click on the Nanominer application, and once you double click, it will launch the application miner, and this is how it is going to look. So at the top you can see the currency is Ethereum Classic, your wallet address and the rig name and certain other details, and as you can see it already started mining. So let's wait and check whether it can find us a share. Alright, so I found a share with Nanominer, and I also wanted to show you how it's going to be when I mine with Claymore. So this is me mining with Claymore, and the difference is with Claymore I get a little better hash rate and the effective hash rate is quite higher. So that's the reason I prefer Claymore over Nanominer. And yeah, that's it. And lastly, I'm going to tell that I'm not asking anyone to mine. Mining etc draws power, and whether it's profitable or not is up to your own calculation, it's up to your appetite. And just take this video as an educational video. So these minings can be optimized using afterburners. Do check them out. Your GPU should be kept cool, otherwise GPUs can degrade quite fast with sustained usage. Make sure that your auxiliary fans are cleaned, and yeah, if you keep these things in mind, so you can just mine them, and the shares you find, it's always profitable if you hold on to them. Otherwise you can't make a living mining etc with a single consumer grade GPU. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any question, just put down in the comments and I'll definitely try to answer them. See you in the next one.